sir.
Alright folks, we're in the game, and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is our focus for today on the guide for him and how his mods are and what teams to use with him. Okay, so Kylo Ren, we're gonna go over his mods first. When it comes to his mods, you really want like a lot of like speed. Most people are gonna recommend speed. I definitely agree too. You want the speed and you want the damage. Unlike Rey, you don't really need a lot of health on Kylo. You don't really need a lot of anything else. You just want crit damage, offense, and speed. He's just a straight powerhouse. He's just a very hard hitter in the game. Especially he has this thing where he likes to ramp up a lot of damage over time. He'll just start, like before you know it, he'll be hitting for a lot more. So that's basically Kylo, how he works. If you go and check his mastery right here, crit damage, physical damage, health is part of it too. But yeah, crit damage is like very important when it comes to Kylo. So I have a speed health set on Kylo. Right here, crit damage triangle. This is where you want the extra crit damage to come in. If you don't have crit damage for your triangle, I would honestly suggest recommending offense primary. Can make up for the crit damage, but more so crit damage. If you don't have crit damage, at least offense. The cross here, offense, nothing else. You don't want no defense or tenacity or health or protection. No, offense. You want to make him hard hitting as possible. Here it's just the circle is gonna be just health or protection. That's how it always is. So health, and then you can do offense you could do speed or offense. More so speed, but if you have an offense primary on the arrow, make sure you have really good speed secondaries. But the safest way to do it, speed on the arrow and then good offense on the secondaries. Like percent offense is what you really want. Like right there, how I have it at 3.9% extra offense, right? And then the diamond, defense is, when it's diamond, is always defense is the primary. Same thing with the square, always offense. So for the defense, I have a lot of speed, and then look at that, I have percent offense right there. Same thing, I have offense right here, and then I have a lot of speed. Right, so when it comes to Kylo, I'd say, honestly, 570 and above is the sweet spot for Kylo. I've seen people that have 580, 590, nearly like 600. At that point, it's just like extremely unnecessary to have those ridiculous amount of speed on Kylo. Like, I've seen people have like 592, 595, like 594s. Like, that's just like overkill. Like, extremely overkill. So like I'd say like 570 to 580 is the sweet spot, and then if you can't get those speed thresholds, I'd say at least 560 to 565 bare minimum. But 570 to 580 is definitely the sweet spot. So like I said, you want to have that good speed threshold, that crit damage, and you want to have that offense. 12.7k, right? That's a lot of offense for Kylo. And yeah, so long story short, speed, offense, crit damage, that's how you want to have Kylo. Please, I've seen people have their Kylos very poorly modded, like for example, let me see if I can find somebody that on my roster. Okay, this guy right here, I know him too. So you see, look right here, he has his Kylo have below the speed threshold, 545, and no crit damage, right? No crit damage triangle. How is his mods? He has the speed on the arrow, which is nice. Offense, like I said, okay, not bad. He doesn't have the crit damage on the triangle, but he has the offense primary. That's okay. That's a good replacement if you don't have crit damage. Offense again, right here, the cross, and then he has health here. So that's what I'm talking about. You want to have your Kylos basically modded for that offense and crit damage. If you can't do the crit damage on the triangle, at least offense to make up for it. So let's go back to Kylo, and let's talk about his Zetas. His most important Zetas is his AoE, Furious Onslaught. That's where he starts ramping his damage over time. He starts to get a lot stronger. His Stasis Strike, that's where he does the poke, the irresistible stun, which is really nice. The leadership, I would say, is honestly number 3 too, to grant that extra speed, the mastery, and the crit damage. So these are the most important Zetas: Supreme Leader, Furious Onslaught, Stasis Strike, and then from there you could probably go for the Galactic Legend if you have him at Relic, and then his basic, and then Press the Advantage should be basically the last Zeta that you have to get on him. And then his ultimate is where he just has no cooldowns for 3, depending on how you have his ultimate. If you have 60% ultimate, it lasts for 1 turn, 85, 2, 100%, 3 turns. His ultimate is where he basically goes in on the entire team. It's just a lot of damage and all that stuff. He can't get hit, he can't die, he takes no damage, dispels all debuffs, does it just infinite cooldowns for the next 3 turns if you have it at 100% turn meter. Basically, the more crits that are being, the more Kylo and the team are critting a lot, that's how he basically ramps up, and how his ultimate gains fast charge too, if you're critting a lot. Okay, so we went over the mods, we went over the Zeta, the most important Zetas on him, and last but not least, I want to go over the teams. So when it comes to the teams, honestly, there's not really that much you can do with Kylo. With the flexibility, unlike Rey, because Rey, it just applies to light side characters, right? Rey's just all light side characters, but with Kylo, it's very focused on dark side and then first order, right? And there's not those many first order characters compared to even like resistance characters, especially if you don't even have like dark side Rey on your roster. So I'd honestly say there's probably like 1 or 2 or 3 team comps that you could even do with Kylo. Not those many things you could really, not, like I said, not a variety of things you could do with Kylo, like how I have here with, like, that you can do with Rey. So let's go here, Kylo comps. So let's add Kylo here. So first order, the basic Kylo team you want to really have is Kylo Crew, first order Hux, General Hux, Sith Trooper, first order officer. This is basically the most generic Kylo team to have. Hux, you want to have fast, you want to have first order officer faster than Hux. Yeah, this is basically pretty self-explanatory. Like, Crew here is the tank. If you don't like Crew here, you can always have first order Stormtrooper here. He's the tank. He's a tank as well, but honestly, Crew is the much better tank here to have on the team. So yeah, this is like the most basic Kylo team to have. Basic Kylo, right? And then if you have Wat Tambor or maybe Armorer or something like that you want to enhance Kylo and just Kylo alone, because he's basically doing all the damage output on the team and doing basically everything on the team. You can have Kylo, Crew, First Order, General Hux, First Order Officer or Sith Trooper, and then maybe let me see, Wat Tambor. This used to be a thing back in the day, having Wat Tambor here, because if you have Wat Tambor and you give the protection, the tank tech method thing, whatever it is, I don't know where it is. Right here, the shield generator, the protection pack. If you have Wat Tambor and you give him the protection, give Kylo the protection pack, he recovers 30% protection and he dispels buffs. His dispels on debuffs, right? So basically that helps against certain team comps if you don't have Darkside Ray. Wat Tambor goes well with Sith Eternal as well. People do that still to this day because you know, Bane is just his own character, and like nobody really uses C Bane like that. Most people would use Bane by himself, like how I do, and then, you know, but we're talking about Kylo. So like I said, with Kylo, give the protection tech mod to Kylo, and then he, every time he takes a turn, dispels all debuffs and then keeps gaining protection back. Which is really, like I said, really helpful and nice to going up against certain team comps, so maybe like going up against Leia or going up against a Jabba that if you don't have first Darkside Ray on your roster. So this is more of like an advanced thing to do with Kylo, so I'm gonna call that advanced Kylo, right? And then I've seen people also do some weird stuff with Kylo. Like I've seen people have like really trying to make Kylo survive against basically anything. This is a weird comp. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna have Geo Brood Alpha, and then maybe like old Daka, and then Night Sister Zombie, right? So this is a thing. I've seen it done before. Basically, what this Kylo team is, Wat Tambor, you give the protection the protection pack to Kylo, right? And then you have old Daka and then a Night Sister Zombie here. Because old Daka is here and Night Sister Zombie is going to be the tank. She's going to be taunting, right? The team will be focusing her. And if she dies, she comes back again and again and again because old Daka is there. There's another Night Sister ally. And if Zombie is permanently dead or something like that, or can't come back for some reason, old Daka can revive Zombie because they're both Night Sisters. And then Geo Brood Alpha is here because even though he's supposed to be the leader in the Geo team, no matter if he's the leader or not, he also brings out the summon, the Geo Brute, right? The summon, and the summon taunts as well. So basically, you have Geo Brood Alpha with his summon, and then old Daka with Night Sister Zombie, Wat Tambor with the protection med pack on Kylo. Everybody's going to be just focusing the summon from Geo Brood Alpha or Night Sister Zombie because they're both tanks, and then it gives Kylo a lot of wiggle room and headroom to basically do a lot of spamming pokes, AoEs, gets his ults up and stuff like that. So yeah, this is a very weird Kylo team, but it does work. Like I said, especially against certain teams that maybe you don't have Darkside Ray. And then we have the final one, obviously, the best one, Darkside Ray. You know, Darkseid Ray definitely makes Kylo a lot better in all game modes too, but especially in Grand Arena. You could have Kylo, Darkseid Ray, First Order. Why do I keep saying First Order Hux? General Hux, um, Crew, and then Sith Trooper. This is my go-to Kylo team. If I'm using Crew somewhere else, like on my Seer Malicos team, um, or if I just need Crew somewhere else, you can always do First Order Stormtrooper because he has this nice ability too. If you have the Zeta on him, where um, if you have the Zeta on his, I think it's Return Fire, one of these. But he just has a nice cleanse. He has a nice debuff dispel on himself, and then all First Order Orders gain advantage and taunt for two, and he taunts for 2 turns. He's another tank as well, but you can mix it up. First Order Stormtrooper or Crew. Like I said, this is my best Kylo team because I'm using First Order Stormtrooper. I don't really need First Order Stormtrooper because I have, when it comes to my Sir Malicos team, I have Nine Sister there as the tank, and she's also an unaligned force user as well, so she fits pretty nicely with the Sir Malicos team. So that's why I have Kylo Ren unmaxed here as the best tank and the best option, because you know he's also a pre-taunt. He pre-taunts, and he also gains health and protection back whenever he takes damage. So, like I said, like best Kylo team in the game. Go over some mods real quick. You want to have Kylo really tanky, modded for a lot of health. Hux, you want to have some decent speed. Sith Trooper, crit damage, maybe offense too, and then Darkseid Ray, I have her personally modded for speed and crit chance. The more, like I said, with the way Kylo and his team works, is the more critical hits that the team is applying, and the more crits that they're doing, the faster Kylo ramps up his ult, ramping up his damage over time, you know, and it just becomes harder for the team to just, you know, be defeated and taken down. And Darkseid Ray really elevates that with her kit, with the undispellable shocks, the retributions, the counterattacks, the stealth, and the attacking out of turn too. She does that with her basic here. She likes to attack out of turn. Or not, no, I don't know if it's attacking out of turn, but attacking more than once. So she likes to attack at least 2 to 3 times on her basic. My mods on Rey have a lot of protection and a lot of speed. Certain people would mod her for crit damage, offense output too, but then again, you just want Rey to have really fast speed and high survivability. Because yet again, she's not the one doing the most damage. It's all Kylo doing basically everything with his AoEs and his pokes, his ults and stuff like that. So that's why I have crit chance and a lot of speed on her, and I have a lot of protection on her too, so she doesn't really go down like that as easily. You want to have Rey at least modded Relic 7 or higher. I mean, Relic 5 you can get away with it. But more so Relic 7. I've seen people have a Relic 8 or Relic 9. That's amazing, but I'm just going to keep her at Relic 7 because she just basically gets the job done for me there for Relic 7. But other than that, I'm just calling this the best Kylo team. Okay, the best Kylo team. That's it. So we have the basic here, basic generic Kylo team, no Darkseid Ray, no Watt, and then here we have the advanced with Kylo team with Watt, the weird Kylo team with the Geobrute Alpha, the old Daka, Night Sister, Cheese here, and then we have the best one, which is the best Kylo team with Rey, with Kylo, Darkseid Ray, Hux, crew or First Order Stormtrooper and Sith Trooper. But yeah, so that's basically it on Kylo with his mods, his team comps, his Zeta, the important Zetas to have on him, learning about his mastery and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's basically it for Kylo's guide. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know if you did. Probably my next GL guide will probably be, I don't know, maybe Sith Eternal, Lord Vader, who knows. But we covered Rey and we just covered Kylo. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Really would help and appreciate that. We just passed 300 subscribers. We're on the way to 400, hopefully. I'm Insidious. I would definitely see y'all in the next video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.